everyone, it's Desiree and I'm back with another video for the Hero Arts month of September add-on this time. One of the add-ons that I got was it was called Gothic Vines, and you can see it up in the upper part of the screen. It is absolutely gorgeous. So what I'm doing is I've used my stitch rectangle dies. I've cut two panels out, the white of course, and then the black. And you can see this die almost takes up the whole panel. And this panel is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So there was a lot of configuring going on. I knew what I was looking for, but just had to map it out. So here I'm marking the center of the opening after it's die cut. And you can just see as I'm trying to pull out that centerpiece, just the level of detail that is in that die. It is absolutely phenomenal. So careful not to sneeze when working with this. But it was very easy to come out of the die. Didn't have to struggle with it too much. Even those small pieces that I was poking at, they fell right out. I didn't feel comfortable using that scrubber with the brush. I thought it would possibly tear over all of those details. You can just see it, vines everywhere. So I pulled a sentiment boo out of my stash. I will put the name of the company down in the description below. I believe I can still know who that is from. And with the die cut in its place, I'm going to stamp that sentiment. I want it to be in the background when it comes to this card. And it's really cute because it looks like a big cobweb that spells boo, so it's really sharp. Used my VersaMark ink, and this is a new embossing powder that I've worked with. It's the Cosmic Shimmer, and what's really awesome with this is, one, it's like bright lime green, but two, there is a gold hue that's also mixed in there. So you actually get this gold fine mica pigment in the background where that powder lays. So it kind of mixes very interestingly with these Oxide inks. So I'm starting, I believe, with Salty Ocean, and I just want to create a background, of course, a night sky on this panel that's going to sit behind the black frame. So here I just want to get some Salty Ocean down. These Oxide inks blend like butter. I know everybody has said that. It is just so true. Don't get me wrong, I love the distress inks as well, but these are just phenomenal. You can see I'm building up, this is Wilted Violet, I'm now building that up. I'm now pulling in some Seedless Preserves just to get a little bit of depth when it comes to the purple. Not too much though. I really want it to focus on the three colors of Salty Ocean, Wilted Violet, and Black Soot. One thing though that you really got to remember when it comes to these Oxide inks is it's a pigment mix. So they will take longer to dry. So you can see it's getting a little, I'm surprised I didn't grab a scratch piece of paper so that I could keep that under my fingers as I'm working with this, because that ink is still wet. And we all know that I am a klutz when I make a card, and mistakes will happen. So you can see as I continue, I'm building up the black. That's what I want the most of. And you can just see it looks like a fog mist, which is what we were going for when it came to that. I will heat set this. It's just like a watercolor. You know, you've got all of that pigment ekes into this, and it will get saturated. Just using a fine cloth just to wipe off the excess off top of my sentiment. I've sprayed it with my distress sprayer so I could get those splotchy effects when it comes to the distress oxides. And I love the way that it does go chalky when it does get wet. So you can see putting that panel on top, that's what it's looking like. So of course, yes, we're going to make a shaker. So putting my glue around the edge of the main frame, and then I'm going to grab my acetate and set that in place. I am using one of the full sheets, and then I'll actually just trim this down because of course I go just a little bit crooked. But it's easy just to trim that down. Again, with acetate, you don't have to have these acetate sheets. Excuse me. You can use packaging, save your packaging, cut it down, put it into a case or whatever. I've actually started doing that. These strips here that I'm using are from Stampin' Up. They are absolutely phenomenal. They are the perfect height, perfect width. They bend. You can see I can form them. Doris does make some as well. And I will, again, provide that information down in the description. These are just some sequins that I have in my stash. A lime green, purple type pink, a mixture of purples that I had bought. I believe I had gotten all these off of Amazon. And these two hand punches, again, I love my hand punches. They're an oldie but a goodie. I got these at Michael's in their dollar bins. They usually have them around the season. And, okay, I am not a spider person. Hate spiders. Absolutely hate them. But I think these punches are so cute. Yes, I hated touching them. Ooh. And then, of course, the bat. So I added those into the mix as well. So I'm just taking off the release paper so that I'm going to pick up that panel that we created the night sky on, and we're going to put that on that. It was funny when I was making this card, I didn't check to see which way it was going. Yeah, that would be my habit, that I put it in upside down. And thank goodness I did not. So now I'm just violently working it to get the sequins to get settled so that they'll move comfortably in this panel. I am going to adhere that to a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 black card base. And here's this die. So literally dots of my art glitter glue with my fine tip pen. And then I'm going to gingerly, I'm literally just going to let it fall into place. And then once it's touching the acetate, that's when my hand is coming over this to make sure that the glue is adhering. Very, very intricate, but it's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Give this a try, either with this die or one similar already in your stash. Spellbinders comes to mind. Here are some close-ups of the card in today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching, and if you did, hit that subscribe and like button below. Supplies used will be listed in the description box, so check that area out for more information. Go to my Facebook or blog page to see other projects I have started or upcoming news, and while you're there, share what you've created today. Remember, everyone, take care and always be creative.